I got that.
Thank you for coming to Channel 4 Nutrient today.
Ready for another episode of Fit Text.
Fit Text, welcome guys. We are dealing with
Hydration and water intake.
how much you should or shouldn't have.
When it comes to hydration, drinking water, that kind of stuff, Matt, what's your biggest tip on that you've noticed when it comes to telling people about, drinking water and making sure that they have enough throughout the day?
The biggest tip or things I've learned is no one drinks enough water. Most people are saying, yeah, I have a couple glasses of water, and they don't. People either drink too much and they don't realize it, or they don't drink enough. And I would say the latter is the more important, that people don't drink enough, and that's what we have to focus on.
I think you hear that all the time.
Yeah, I'm dehydrated, I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
How many glasses of water you have a day?
I definitely did not have what I should be having, but I mean, I've definitely heard all the time that, most people don't drink enough water, even though they may not feel like they should be drinking more, right?
They don't, or they think a Coke has, water, or my tea counts. Well, those have caffeine in it. Those are diuretics. So you actually lose water absorption from those. Even if you had 8 glasses of tea, you're still not getting 8 ounces of fluid water that your body needs. So let's start with the reasons why we need to be hydrated, and then we'll get to how much you should have. So let's say, for example, I want to lose weight. If you drink a glass of water before every meal, and there's different reasons why not we may do that, but just on this figure alone, that it goes to show that on average, that you eat or consume 75 less calories per meal by having that glass of water before you eat.
And when you say a glass, do you mean, is that 8 ounces or 16 ounces? Or
I would say an 8-ounce glass of water.
Okay.
8 ounces is kind of considered a glass of water here.
Cool.
So if we have that one glass before we eat, we say 7,500 calories. That's not 75 calories.
Sure.
Otherwise, it'd be a lot of calories. That's a whole pizza you just saved right there.
That could be a week for some people.
Oops. So, cut straight. lots of chain of thought.
Oops, cut. All right, action.
Where are we? No. Okay. By having that glass of water before your meal, you consume 75 less calories per meal. It's not a lot, but if you do that 3 times a day, or depending on your meal size, but up to a year, that's 2,700 calories less you've consumed by just having that glass of water before you've eaten. Divide that by 3,500, that saves about 21 pounds of fat just by drinking water. So it helps you on that level. Your body is also 75% water, correct?
Yeah.
So by doing that same thing, by being hydrated, your body runs more efficiently. It's like having a car and having no oil in it. It's going to destroy the engine. Same with the water. Our body needs it. It helps with our metabolism. It helps with our body running better and more functionally.
Sure. And, I just recently started doing this, but once I wake up, I drink 16 ounces of water.
Good.
And I can actually notice a difference. I feel a difference. As opposed to not doing that before. I'd wake up kind of like drowsy, groggy, whatever you want to call it. And, when I drink that water, it wakes you up.
Definitely.
I think that has to do a lot with the hydration, and you're basically rehydrating yourself after that 7-8 hour rest that you just had.
I agree. And that's one of the best ways for people to start their diet programs too. You kick off your metabolism right. You give your body what it needs from that. Here's a cool fact. If you're 2% dehydrated, so that's not very much, it can affect your workout output or your ability to do things by up to 15%.
Wow.
So easy math, and let's say I'm super strong and I can bench 300 pounds, that would take 45 pounds off my max bench. I think it's me, but I'm dehydrated. My body's not running properly or properly functioning, correct? Mm-hmm. So that's just on a simple one. Imagine what that does for my physical level. Imagine on digestion of food. Imagine on a cellular level, taking care of your hair, skin, nails, everything. Your body breaks apart, and you got to make sure it's so important to have the proper amount of water.
Okay. Now, can we break it down to something like how much water should someone have a day? I mean, I guess it depends on the person, right?
Doing, correct.
But, you hear this number all the time. You should be having 8 bottles of water a day. Is that
A good
one?
thing? Yeah. Well, 8 bottles of water. Well,
is that what we're looking for? Or
it started off as 8 glasses of water.
Okay.
So there was 8 of 8 ounces. So that, that Saturday morning cartoon, have your 8-ounce glass of water. So that's 64 ounces, which if you recalled in our vitamin one about the RDAs, that's what you need to maintain a health. So if we were, basically it's 2 liters. So if we were in a crisis and they were handing out water, we would get 2 liters of that to sustain our ability.
So, and this is basically the minimum, right?
The minimum.
Now, think about you guys at home. Do you actually have 8 glasses of water? Because I can bet you
I almost guarantee it that you don't.
probably you don't. And I would say, it's hard to change what you're already doing, but try it once, maybe try it 2 times, 3 times, see if you notice a difference. And you may end up creating a habit out of it, because I've tried it, and it is a huge difference. So
21 days. It's how long it takes to make or break a habit. You do this for 21 days, and you'll see and feel a dramatic difference in your body. And that's just water by doing that. The best way that I do it is to see how much or not water you drink is get a gallon of water. Now, you see those guys at the gym and always have those big gallons of water, and they have it for the same reason they have, but it's much more important for them. But see how much you actually drink of that gallon. And you'll be amazed that in the morning you might have a few swigs, and then as you get busy with work and whatnot, your daily activities, you might have drinking an inch or 2 of that gallon of water, but that's not going to be enough for what you're doing. And then you start drinking as much as you can and try and catch up. Well, that defeats the purpose. So imagine this, that when you have your 8 glasses, so the reason why they say 8 ounces at a time is your body can only absorb 8 to 10 ounces of water every 20 minutes. So even if I chug these big, 20-ounce glasses or my bottle of water, I can swig that easily, no problem. I can only absorb half of that. So it's better to have a big swig, wait 10 minutes, have another swig, and it'll help me get hydrated faster than my body chugging a bunch and trying to urinate and get rid of it because I took too much at one time. So when you do that in a formula, it's kind of interesting. So let's say, for example, you go for a nice long run. It's a hot day, and let's say that you're dehydrated by, let's say, a gallon of water, right? You've excessed yourself that bad. Well, when you go to rehab yourself, you know that it takes 20 minutes to get 8 ounces. And if you need 64 ounces to get back to where you're at, it's going to take you about 2 to 3 hours of drinking water every 20 minutes to get there. And no one thinks like that. And that's where the difference between being successful and being hydrated, or being dehydrated and then unsuccessful, would be the opposite of successful.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah. And then before we close this one out, there's this misconception usually during the winter where you noticeably don't drink a lot of water because it's not hot out. You don't feel like you need the water. I mean, that's when I feel like a lot of people really don't drink enough. During winter times or when it's really cold out and that kind of stuff. What do you have to say about that?
I mean, I would say it's all times of years people don't drink enough water. I mean, the juices don't count because it's half sugar and it's not all 100% water. The beer doesn't count. I mean, people will drink that all summer long, right? Or the martinis or any of those kind of things. And those are all diuretics. The juices don't count. The sodas don't count because they're not full water. So that is amazing when you realize when you take all those other drinks out of your equation, how much water did you have? I'd say year-round, everyone is nowhere near where they need to be.
All right. Well, that's a really informational episode about water and hydration.
A fraction of that, guys. Look into it, research that, and become hydrated. It's very important.
And if you guys have any questions about water or hydration, ask in the comments below and he'll answer.
Or I'll pay someone too. I'm just joking. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching this episode. I'm Matt.
I'm Max.
You watched an episode of
FitTex.
Thank you very much for watching.
And like, comment, subscribe on our videos. Let
Share,
us know,
talk.
What's up. And if you have any ideas for any episodes that we should do, research, and discuss.